Okay, so I'm gonna finish this. Smothering Tithe, we're just gonna pay it. Doesn't really matter. We're gonna quasi-duplicate the worm, sack the reef, because, well, it would be, what, 6 cards, which would be pretty nice. Because Narset can't actually draw any, which kind of invalidates Inspiring Commander. So it would have been nice to get the 6 cards, but at the fuck you. Oh god. Take the Epicure. Fuck me. Oh, lucky bastard. Right. God damn it. I think we're gonna take Golos actually. We did get the replicating ring to pop off, but he'd actually already taken our where is it? It's in here somewhere. Anointed Procession. So it did only make 8, which is 16 mana with Kinnan, fucking whatever it's called. That's annoying. I'm gonna decline. But yeah, that could have been what? 16 tokens for a total of 32 mana. Which would have been pretty fucking powerful. We are gonna use Golos mainly. Because obviously the Narset is really annoying at this point. Inspiring Commander, once again, is... it's a bit pointless. Probably should play this before the Commander. That is kind of my fault. We do already have an Epicure, but that would double it. Very luckily avoided the worm, the double worming actually, which would have been probably lethal. What's that? That's 64 times 2, which is 120-ish. Which, yeah, alright, wouldn't have been lethal. Okay. But, I mean, sort of, see what I mean? It would have been a very high amount. It would have also got rid of his Tendershoot Dryads, which then would have knocked out the... where are they? Saprolings. Because it would no longer give him the +2. So these would all go back down to being 1/1s like they should be. And so that would have been an extra, like, what, 20 damage? Which, it would have been close. He's got Omniscience, and he'll have, well, 23 cards in his hand already. So he could literally just play all of them and completely fuck us over. I don't really know what they're gonna be, to be honest. I imagine quite a few of them are actually just more shrines. He is playing a shrine deck. We did also we got up to, I think, about 400 on a Johnny's Pridemate before he got murdered. We're just gonna do this there's no real reason to. It's just that it's you know, why waste it type thing. We can't do anything. It's just because we've got 1 mana spare that's giving us a pop-up for it. Right. He's probably going to take Golas. No. Okay. The Soul Warden and the Priest. He's also playing with auto. What's it on? He's playing with the auto order thing. Because he should have done it the other way around. He should have the thing making these come. Sorry, almost threw up there. Jesus. God, that don't feel nice. But yeah, he should have had the shrine that makes these come after the damage shrine. But playing with the auto order off is it can be very annoying. And most of the time, you're not going to actually need the special order. But if you're playing this deck specifically, I would probably turn it off. Maybe he just doesn't know it's a thing. The other thing I'm surprised about is he doesn't have any of his own Anointed Procession, which doubles tokens, which, I mean, you've got Griffin tokens being made, you've got the Helm of the Host, which would be doubled, which would be pretty powerful. You would then also double your Forest Spirits, sorry if I can fucking speak, and the Shark Tornado, also the Saprolings as well. You would seriously be doubling a lot of stuff. You'd also be Smothering Tithe, yeah, would be a bit more effective. Not incredibly, but it would be a bit better. The other thing about this guy is he also doesn't really know how to play this card. He keeps it's mainly an issue with Magic, if we're being honest. In that each player draws X cards, you can pay 0 for it. So it will always stop you and ask you, do you want to activate this ability? You have the ability to activate it, but it's essentially pointless to activate it. And so it will be constantly stopping every single one of these stacks. And it will be going slower because after each single ability resolves, the game internally is saying, hey, do you want to activate this ability? Which slows it down considerably, and is why this game is taking so long, is because on my turn it takes longer because he isn't tapping this for the 0 cards, or even if he just does the, mill, whatever, just anything would be a lot better than just leaving it alone. The other thing that I'm kind of worried about is now that he's got Omniscience, essentially he's going to have a lot of mana. He also has 1, 2. Is that it? 3. I thought he had more. Okay. So he's got 3 mana, essentially, in there. And with all this, he can attack with quite a few things, and pay the Archon fee. Because before he was using this large amount of mana to cast the spells. What are you doing? What is that targeting? The Welcome. Okay. That would be nice to get the Memorial, but that's very nice. The Memorial would be nice, but it's I believe it's white and red, black and red. Sorry. Um, he Murderous Rider, Protection. I think he's probably used all of them by now. And he doesn't have any red at all, I don't think. Orator is, once again, it's just very, very slow. We did actually get one card out of the commander. That's a surprise. Once again, there's no point pressing decline on this thing. It will just always take action, put it at the bottom. Angel of Vitality is very nice, but I believe we've lost both vetoes. No? Okay, there's only one in the graveyard, which means we've got actually a fairly decent chance. I know it's 120 cards, but it is actually a fairly decent chance to, there goes fucking Anointed Procession, that would have been nice. But yeah, it's a fairly decent chance to pull a veto, which now doubles. He's playing Revenger Raven. He's used his Jace, which means I could leave a card on the top. Evolution Sage is nice to get these rings going, but it's also quite nice with Planeswalkers. But the main issue is it's a lot better if you have like not fucking Narset in your opponent's side. These things aren't really going to touch his like 1 damage a turn. You know, 400 turns he would have to wait before that does anything. It's just such a minuscule amount. He might as well just, you know, he might as well just sack it now because it's not going to do anything for him. We did put a quasi-duplicate on the bottom, which isn't ideal. Sorry, there's none in the graveyard, is there? There is only one in exile. So there's 2, which means roughly every 60 cards should be. Which means, in reality, we're only going to have a 1 in 60 chance of actually pulling the quasi-duplicate, simply because of the Narset. Although, sorry, I'm forgetting we've got Golas. I was going to say, yeah, no, we've got Golas. We do actually have a fairly decent chance of pulling a quasi-duplicate then. What are you... Oh, he can just... That's also another thing, the tokens aren't showing, so I don't actually know how many this has on it. If I'm being completely honest, it's not really a very smart move. He's gonna lose these 25 cards in his hand. He is also making it so he can't... Yeah, I was gonna say, why would you do that? You've just, like... Okay, you drew 7 new cards, but were all 25 of those old ones that bad? You know, okay, you get fucking tokens on Jace, congratulations, but, you know, you've got no mana to attack with. You know, yeah, he's gaining a bit of life. I can take that away with literally 1 creature at that point. So we're just gonna stick resolve on that. We're going to see what we get with the Intergreatness. We're probably just going to watch it decline anyway. Because of the... it doesn't really matter if we give in to the Smothering Tithe. We're going to get rid of the Magic Mirror. We don't need it. It's just a waste. Garruk is nice. That wasn't what I meant to do. I'm sorry. Once again, it's your folio, my friend. You need this one is the issue. It's just like, this is where I wish there was a chat to sort of say, you know, this is what's stopping you. Miyari's Wake is quite nice, and that was a misplay, I'm sorry. I should be doing this one at a time, because that is essentially just, well, it's not really halved, but we're probably losing like 1 or 2 activations of Golos, simply because we didn't play this, which, you know, is completely my fault, but we're going to play Miyari's Wake. We're going to play Prismatic Bridge as well. We want this one. Which is annoying, because did that cost me anything? I don't know. We can now just activate Golos until we are satisfied. That's quite nice. Right, okay. So, I'm going to play Folio. And I'm going to sort of show him. See? This is what you need to do. He didn't notice. Okay. So, we did also get Veto, which is quite nice. So what we want to play, yeah. This is our last Reef in the deck. The 4th one is in the graveyard. Quasi-Duplicate is a sorcery, so we're going to let this resolve first. I'm just going to sort of spam the Folio and hope he notices. It should be flashing white for him. I'm not entirely... He must be at his computer. He must be watching this. There's the thing. Hopefully he will see this and notice. This white flashing thing, the only thing is this area of the board is so crowded at this point. He's probably not even got the Folio on his screen. We're gonna try the Quasi-Duplicate. We're gonna stick it on the Worm. We're gonna Narset's Reversal it, so I can get it into my hand, and so I can have more goes, a Duplicate in the Worm. Which means we should, this, in theory, is a win. Unless he does something at this point, which he could do. He could have some giant fuck you spell in his hand that he's just going to Omniscience out. I'm not entirely sure though. Hopefully this will... This is probably going to take a while to resolve. Okay, what are we looking at? We are looking at... There we go, that is lethal. That is very lethal. I'm just going to check the bottom. Massacre Worm is okay. That is 500 damage. It's just going to take a very long time. Unless he concedes. It would have been fun to duplicate out, because obviously I've got the 8 mana. I can play 3, which would get that, which would give us a load of 6 damage. It wouldn't be as much. We did take most of his creatures, but that would give us a 6 damage. We could then jumpstart and sack the forest, which would give us a load of 8 damage, which it's just gonna take forever to tick down. It's just Magic in a nutshell, really. This entire game has just been very, very slow queues of just, yeah, it's just stack on stack of just, at least this is like direct. You know, it's one ability resolves into the next one rather than life gain. You know, if you play a creature, it triggers the welcome, it triggers the commanders, it triggers Daxos, it triggers the Orator, it triggers the feminist cucktards, haha. It triggers all of them. But then, as each ability is resolving, it creates 1, 2, 3 new abilities on the stack, and that is for every single ability. And so it just gets to a point where it's so, it just doesn't feel like the stack is going down at all. And yeah, okay. So yeah, that was actually pretty good. That's probably one of the better games that this deck has ever played, to be honest.